So I took the phone and I was thinking, okay, what's some like worship music that I can listen to? And the way that Pandora works is that you put in a band and then it'll play similar music. So I tried to find Delirious because I remembered liking some of their stuff. And it was a weird one. It wasn't the right Delirious. And then it was so, I was like, whoa, these guys have changed. Oh, wait a second, it's different. It was like bluegrass or something weird. Anyway, I thought, Matt Redman. Yes. So I typed Matt Redman in, and then, I started listening to worship. And it's funny because I was talking to Valerie, and we were talking about this whole breakthrough thing. And she said, I kind of feel that that's really the breakthrough that needed to happen, was me really wanting to spend time with the Lord versus always, because kind of the attitude that I had going into this whole thing was like, oh crap, the poop's hit the fan, I need to spend time with God in order to really get this stuff figured out. And now it was almost like the breakthrough that had happened in the spirit was an attitude change and kind of like a heart change that caused me to go, oh, I actually want to spend time with the Lord. I want to, worship in the car and stuff. So that was really a significant point in this whole thing, because it was like I felt like my heart wanted to do it. It wasn't like I was trying to force it. It just naturally kind of happened. So that was really awesome. That was like a real God thing. So this was kind of like one of the weeks, the big weeks, and that was the Monday, and then the Tuesday this happened, and then on the Wednesday, I really started to see breakthrough. And then on the Thursday of that week, I had this customer in Thailand called Sunway Lagoon. Did you ever see those pictures of the Quicksilver Pro thing where they had jet skis towing people into a wave pool, like Taj Barrow, and they had big wave pool there, and they were towing people in and doing videos. So that's one of my customers, and so that was an account that I was kind of just developing, and then on that Thursday they gave me a verbal commitment. They said, we got approval from our board, we're good to go. The verbal is, start production, start manufacturing, let's go ahead. So that was really amazing. And so that, I felt like the breakthrough had happened. And then it's funny because the very next day, Friday, I get home and we're just kind of hanging out in the kitchen, and my phone rings, and I look at the screen and it says Torben. I'm like, Torben, it's the guy from Wet n Wild in Australia, from where this whole thing had kind of started. So I pick up and I'm like, hey Torben, what's going on? He's like, hey Andrew, we're interested in buying a flow rider. Can you sell it to us for $650,000? And I said, I'm gonna have to get back to you on this one. So I went back and we had a few back and forths, and I went back, finally, called him back and I said, look, we can't lower our price. We had made him an offer back then of $680,000. So unfortunately we can't lower our price. We'd have to do it for the same terms as what we had negotiated before. And there was a long silence, and then he said, all right, you've got a done deal. I was like, wow, sweet. All right. So, what had taken a year and a half to kind of develop was basically like 2 verbal sales in a week. So that was just, clearly an amazing thing. And then the next week rolled in, but it's still, until you get a signed contract, it's not a done deal. And so clearly this was a great thing that had happened, but I still needed to get signed contract. And so that kind of following week, and one of the things that I've noticed is that during this whole experience is that God has started talking to me a lot through songs. Like I'd wake up with a song in my mind, and I'd go, wow, that is just totally out of left field. I don't understand what the relevance of that is. And then I go, oh, wait a second, maybe this is actually God talking to me. And so I woke up that day, and there was a song in my mind called It Is Finished, Battle Is Over. I was like, all right, signed contract. I'm going to get to work. The email is going to be there. There's going to be a signed contract. God said it's finished. It's going to be awesome. Woo! So, I'm stoked. I drive to work. I get there and open up my email, and there's nothing. Oh, dude. What's up with this? Totally blew it. Totally didn't hear from God. This is clearly just not happening. So I then did what every good person should do, is I went surfing. And while I'm out there surfing, I was singing the song, and it's the song by this guy called Don Francisco. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Yeah.
And he would always create these kind of like Bible songs, and there was one song called All About Jehoshaphat.
Yeah, that's right.
And I got the song stuck in my mind, so much, and I was thinking, and then the part of the song came in my mind where it was about them fasting. I was like, all right, I get it, I need to fast for this to happen. And I was like, man, I really hate fasting. I really like eating, and fasting is just not something that I'm really into. And then, but then I'm still surfing, and I'm kind of singing the song in my mind and paddling my car, catch a wave, And then I got to this part of the song, and where it was just like kaboom, as John McKenna says. And it was like, okay, I don't need to fast. Thank you, Lord. Because the part of the song kind of like came into my mind, and I listened to these songs 12, 13 years ago, so it was amazing that I could even remember the lyrics. But the words were, for the battle is mine tomorrow, it's not yours and it's not the king's. All you've got to do is just stand and watch and see the salvation I bring. Just believe in what I've told you is exactly what I'm going to do. So go out tomorrow against them, for the Lord's going to fight for you. I was like, all right, that makes sense. I just got to believe that what he's told me is exactly what he's going to do. I just have to have faith. And I went to work and worked the whole afternoon, and at about 5 o'clock, I get a phone call, and we got a signed contract, and they went wild, basically emailed a signed contract over to us. So at that stage, that was a done deal, and that was pretty much the breakthrough, the reality. And the next week, they actually, which was last week, on Tuesday we got the payment. So it's a signed contract, it's payments, money in the bank. And then on that last week Thursday, Sunway Lagoon made their payment. So now it was 2 deals that are 100% underway.